Everyone remembers Inspector Gadget, but the real hero of the show? That's almost always his 10-year-old niece, Penny. Today, we're breaking down the full history of Penny Gadget, how she was created, her secret role in the original cartoon, the actors who voiced her, how she changed in movies and in reboots, and why she's one of the most underrated kid geniuses in 1980s animation. Penny was created by Andy Hayward, Jean Choplin, and Bruno Bianchi from DIC Entertainment, the same team behind Inspector Gadget himself. The original concept for the show focused mainly on Gadget as this bumbling gadget-stuffed detective. But the producers were told flat out, if they don't include a girl character, the show would skew too heavily towards boys and lose a big part of the kids' audience. So Penny was added as a preteen girl who could relate to, especially young viewers who liked smart, proactive characters instead of just slapstick. The twist is that she didn't just end up being the sidekick for the show. The first very episode, Penny became the true brains of the operation, quietly solving cases under her uncles stumbled into danger. In the classic 1983 series, Penny is Inspector Gadget's 10-year-old niece and one of the main protagonists. Her age is sometimes updated in later continuities, but the G1 Gadget, she's still the sweet spot of kid genius, who still reads as relatable. Her basic role is simple. Gadget gets a mission from Chief Quimby. Penny secretly investigates with her computer book and wrist communicator watch. Man, were they ahead of their time, because that's just an iPad and an iWatch. She has her dog Brain actually figure out Dr. Claw's plan, and they stop it, usually without Gadget ever realizing it. Her gadgets are almost a second character. A high-tech computer disguised as a book with maps, hacking tools, remote control functions, lasers, and even a camera. Man, it sounds like the 2000s. A video watch. Good job, Apple. It's a communicator she uses to stay in touch with Brain and monitor Gadget. Kind of like the Dick Tracy watch, which is pretty cool. The show never clearly explains where she got her tech from. Given how often she's shown tinkering and her ridiculous intelligence, a lot of fans and even some wiki entries suggest that Penny may have built or customized all of them herself. Episode after episode, Penny infiltrated mad bases, hacks systems, rescues her uncles, and essentially solves the case, only for Gadget to get the credit at the end. It's played for comedy, but when you really step back, she's the one keeping Metro City from completely falling apart. Officially, Penny is Inspector Gadget's niece, and the show never directly explains where her parents are or why she lives with him. That little mystery has fueled a ton of fan theories, but in canon materials, they simply aren't addressed. So, what do we see in their relationship dynamic? Gadget thinks he's protecting Penny and often tries to keep her out of danger. Penny, meanwhile, spends almost every episode secretly protecting Gadget using her brain, gadgets, and the dog. She's deeply loyal, never rubbing it in that she's the real reason that the mission succeeded. Chief Quimby, Brain, and occasionally others get hints of how important she is, but the show rarely breaks the gag that Gadget has no idea that she is his guardian angel. In later stories like Inspector Gadget's last case, Penny continues to help behind the scenes, trying to mend conflicts and again help expose Dr. Claw's scheme. So across the franchise, her relationship with Gadget is a mix of family, caretaker, and secret partners. Even though he thinks he's the one looking after her, not a chance that it's happening. Penny's voice actors. Behind the microphone, Penny helped launch the showcase several major voice actresses. In the original series, Cree Summer voiced Penny in Season 1, and it was one of the very first big roles that kicked off her long voice acting career. She couldn't return for Season 2, so Holly Berger took over in the role in the later episodes. Cree Summers later reprised Penny briefly for things like game cutscenes and a Robot Chicken parody, nodding to her iconic start at this character. In the live-action movies, the 1999 Inspector Gadget, Michelle Trachtenberg as Penny, updating her into a 90s 2000 kids who still figured out what they're really going on while Gadget stumbles around. 2015 rolls around and CGI reboots the series, and Tara Strong voices Penny, giving her a more modern, energetic vibe while keeping the core smart kid saving the day energy. Across all versions, the common thread is that Penny's voice is curious, smart, and determined, but still clearly a kid. Penny over time has evolved, but her core role stays the same. She's the real detective. In some later animation specials and reboots, she's aged up a bit, more like a tween or early teen, and sometimes is shown training to become a full agent in her own right. The 2015 series leans into this by giving her a more direct action scene in tech, while she still keeps her undercover as Gadget's helpful niece, in quotation marks. Pop culture-wise, a lot of retrospective now openly calls Penny the real brains behind Inspector Gadget, pointing out that she not only saves Gadget, but Chief Quimby and basically the entire city on a weekly basis. Articles, blogs, and nostalgia think really highlighting her as an extra simple, just smart girl character, which is real cool in the 80s, because in the 80s it was very looks, not brains, if you will. So why does Penny still matter today? Well, because she flips the usual cartoon formula on its head. The adult hero is a lovable disaster, and the 10-year-old girl with the computer book and a watch is the one who's saving everyone's lives. She represents the idea that brains, research, and nice problem-solving skills can be more powerful than brute force or fancy gadgets. Iconically in a show called Inspector Gadget. If you grew up watching her decode clues while Gadget nearly walks off cliffs, then you know the truth. Penny wasn't just a side character. She's the real star of the show. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Penny's history, let me know in the comments. Who is the real hero of your childhood cartoon? And we're going to do more Inspector Gadget breakdowns. We've got Inspector Gadget. We've got Dr. Claw. This is Penny. Brain is coming up next, so be sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe, and we will have more Inspector Gadget this month. Until then, peace out, home skillets.